Hello, Valuya. Welcome for shipping share Shenjeraha. It's another day. No London and the Maya were Haron. Haron Milembe one.
Mirembe Victor.
It's been a while since Holomolomeho. How have you
Uh-huh.
been doing?
I'm
How has been the
good.
going? Mhm.
You know what? The riots with the protest and all that.
Nalola Masamba Vendo bana.
Wah, unyala kupara bajalo biti no wa. Bro chile kondele no vandu wa kondele baba dare no what is going on.
Our guest, we are joined by Aaron. Aaron is in the US.
Uh-huh.
Aaron is joining us today. We have pertinent topics to talk about racism and so many other issues. Aaron, Shenshia racism nation.
Mm.
It's a big complaint sana from Bandu Bade in Jaraha. But before Hutiho, uh, how is everything on your side? Ma shikana ko bombolo ishtata ka hombor ho vera hore she how are the others and the like just the
Well,
atmosphere.
it has been long since we got in touch the other time, but right now everything is fine. Coronavirus, I think people have now learned to live with it. Whole when all love and warranty to their normal life. And then another thing that imekuwa very pertinent huko US right now the reactions to the death ya Kariuki. Uluya maji George ni Kariuki, George Floyd, eh? So there have been protests all over in major cities, even smaller cities, even the city that I live in right now. There was some protest over here for the whole 2 weeks, but right now things is gonna get back to normal. So personally, I'm also good, and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm ready for this, like to share my views about the whole thing.
Yeah, hotseno bana bushindo bohobo nyeshe. We
Uh-huh.
we struggling with the call ma no musomba manya balala hotse is how
Manyi,
is
manyi,
the
uh-huh.
how is the weather on that side?
You know what,
We
Anisambo? The temperatures are to as high as 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's too hot, man. Munuchirwanyeyo bantu baranje kuchenda half naked. Mm.
Kenya. Now let's
Eh,
delve into the topic of racism. Umahotse Hode Hareno, it looks
uh-huh.
a very foreign term to us. In your definition, Malo, Hoyo, Bolaibe, Ochemera, Mumbala, Manya Thomas,
Uh-huh.
just give us how things have been, for how things are in that side of
Sasa inzi nindi mu Kenya nali namanya people. Humans are just human, right? But the moment I stepped my foot in the US, human are not just humans. We have uh, we have black race, we have the white race, the Caucasians, we have the Asian. Right? So people are categorized according to races, and the category theoretically are based on how you look. Sasa ulama the ingosi yanje ni imwamo. Kwa hiyo nendo ha US they automatically categorized manyamundu mumwamu. Na abantu bamwamu history yabo USA kwamanya bita into through slavery and all that stuff. Ho hushirende some sort of friction between bandu bamwamu and bandu balabwino. So unyolanga shinshabalanga systemic racism which is very real by the way. Like it is just very open and very clear to see. No gender in a neighborhood khali mundu nakhakhubonera omanya tsa bandu bamwamu bamenya yaha bandu balamu bamenya yaha yani it is just there's just a very clear line ulatsa bwene umanya sa bandi bamwamu yabanema khoshinti yanashishira yenu very openly khonende some neighborhoods tie bandu bamenya mudi bandu bamwamutsa akhonende tsendi bandu balamu bamenya mutsa in that noli mundu mumwamu nawenya khukula inzu bandu balawi bakho approve. Those are things media will never tell you, like mainstream media. So na lahu tako kuchenjia, like how people are categorized according to the skin of their color. It's a very open to see. Yeah.
bakwenza manya lo nini ludi language di sero no the skin color.
Yeah, he said you man.
So how do even in places like religious institutions, this we know that even though not very strong religious,
Sasa like my own personal experience in the Ohio, in a very small town, Walanganga, Bowling Green. So the Catholic had a Victor Wamanya. So lana chemo kanisa ditoko yokuranga. Na hands are left, the hands are right. Nindo landi mundu mwamu wanyene muikanisa lyanero. So khandi Jumapili yakhabiri ninje ninyola mu Catholic Church no. The only black man. Kuri to kuri ila ni interact akuna na muli na wanje ni mbora makoba ki kanisa nanda muli na wanje mu African American ya toshira mana mbora ti you go to Catholic Church in the year na mbora you're worshiping white Jesus. So you can imagine, because this is somebody who believes that Jesus, I mean, who is not now even viewing religion in terms of race, like Catholics worship white Jesus and all that stuff. So naranga kuireba bana, cause lana tamukanisa muharibaso ngabo bambeza manya they out of place, like
yes.
But unajua sasa bulai nulo malo mahuna enda mondo accent yeru ilo le khata immediately mamanya oyo no we nota no mucheni kola na alamo lo mahuna enda bandu kidogo mamanya ita ino sijira nde mucheni sijira automatically bamwa mube no hata khana amenya maha shibatsa mukanisa yeneno sana tasijira wa believer manya it's worshiping a white Jesus. Racism alafu nohenza ko ti history ya mukholwa mama babola nga bandu basunga babitsa bakhukatiriza nende religious nende their religion baranga to make us fight between ourselves bakhukata kwamba khutse khubetsa maskini sikira our heaven is up there nabo bene bailombera their own heaven on earth bamenya maisha kabo manulu on heaven on earth bakhukata khutse khuteseka that we should endure the sufferings here because our heaven is up there in the sky. So they also by interpreter ho mahoba ki dini in terms of religion, in terms of race, a lot of it, yeah.
No mane manya khoma khosera bandu bekanisa wala shiba para warita. Sasa manya today marks 20 years since Moya Amadou Diallo. Moya yareswa masasi 44 kanga. Manya
41, yeah. 41
bullets. 41 bullets and him yanatsere khosoma. Mahoka computer science. Paka but it seems justice shialo khakota. Khare khoshire khwinjira khomahoba ka George Floyd. Bando wala khoba ka Amadou Diallo because it seems the image is just the same.
Sasa manya Amadou Diallo, his case was a little bit unique in the sense that he was immigrant, because I think he was born in Guinea or whatever, like West African country. I think he was Guinea. So he came to the US as a student, a student. And then I think he was mistaken. He was like a case of mistaken identity. But some other person, some other black person. But either way, that is not even the Haribukolobo, because I think no longer news when CNN there was a black man who has been shot just yesterday, or rather the day before yesterday in Atlanta. there's this one of the restaurants here called Taco Bell. So
Yes.
my friend being nuri mundu musasa ino alafu nende nisero li mwawire uchenda ta ku street to no hanzori cause anything can happen to you, whether we would know whether why it's a mucheni inze ba khasingiriza khongera ho basikari khongera ho basingiriza ho bamba speeding ticket, and the car that was following, several cars were following me behind, and others were in front of me because they are white. Na believe in the shari racism because banda bosi bali inyuma banje ni balamu basingiri tota inzingo yo la nali ne balonda nga musikali na nonda na singiriza nanda kan get na kongo they find it here for me na.
What for? What no kosishe?
Speeding.
Wana mobeka kumtata.
Shwaba shincha malanga nga tailgate yani bosho ulonda speed ya bosho batitsa khonjera. Sasa the fact that, well, I know, I mean, it may not be interpreted as, but when it's an Allah manyana abanzi yone Allah because of my skin color Allah. So
it's absolutely ridiculous. Ken Lumbasi, asante Khojoina. I'm hoping that will be joining us shortly. Banado Mugovanare Qatar, asante sana. Khorewalamu. Eric Ganera Mirembe Khande. Edward Okwiri Kundu, thank you for joining us. We are talking issues here, racism, Honendewai Veru America, and how they are going through this. Juan and last week wanga DJ Akala and DJ Buddies were giving us the same experience malo makobakare. Huita sasa ho makobaka George Floyd. From definitely shinshiro shahi khodaha mano biri abondo nyara bandu barumala monaro moronde lupanga mundo mini mundo. From where you are, how the news got to you. That chronology, the way when we are changed, the story a bit late, but what's the chronology?
Oh, sasa manyenze na lola first time on Facebook hadikira kutia ho CNN tani mahoba kana kashira taro like video nela tia viral na hanzi video mana moyo kwa sare la sana. Sichiro man being a black man in the US kamani shanga, if this is happening to him, it could happen to you next. So hohenza bwana musatsa muhenda miaka 46 alirahasa unaola mioyo nalanga mama wewe na musungo yurere mikono mbisi kolo. That was so inhuman, man. Like from the human point of view, regardless of the skin color, that was just nasara sana moyo bwana khali nitohero yani nahenza mpaka okay mpaka umawezi the plans to vola o vana vanje lava di Kenya nya khobale rava to shenu lana lola incident ne vola akhabana vanje bitse vale adults wallah, cause such experiences is not something that you would really want one or at it ruta, and even you yourself don't love it will happen, and then even after that the protests etc through still police were harassing black men. Bukolobo, another black man was shot in Atlanta dead. No, internet lots of videos one after the other showing how police brutality and profiling of black people iliho itechiriza mundu muwa sana mpaka palipokuwa ingawaje sasa mwandu hanze video. That is the negative side of the society we are living in America.
Yeah, I can personally imagine still baseni khumuyo bari basikari banne babaka mukongo alafu aseni ringor. Does it mean that the way khore it's like we are used to band hotesa, but we don't have an ability to stand up and say no, this is wrong? Or what is the difference between bandu bare in a society in America and the bare ngoino to stand up for their rights?
Sasa manye no khale no soma hotsi blogs wala la no a black parent no tushita mwana in as much as uwekiza mima chende kenha khando bore mwana wawo how to conduct themselves when they encounter a police officer. Like la khobor khota basic khalenze bambor nid la nitsa ino na the girlfriend African American for a few weeks now. Yanze kitsaho yanze kitsaho a few things yambora musikali na sinjiri to khonjira no be no drivanga musikali ya sinjiri no ni mundu mumwamu consider yourself guilty until proven innocent. That was an African American girl telling me that. Nambora na sinjiri to khonjira no be no driver mutu kashin shokhoranga shokhola ramutu ka kando maore mekhono chore khongar. Yani abola place your hands where they can see them clearly. So nora mihono cheo roho ngara ala chilola. Chilala who approach na der khar mihono umorodo consider you are a black man considered a threat to that person, to the policeman. Ho oholaore ayita ke khala bolo be ni bunu turu manya statue umemanya uyihole manya isana muryo bola ho shintiosita. Aholobolo bereta ibike ha show holo bichipeta yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir. Because the moment ubichipa hota shindu shilanya la ho the history has it that la horo la murondo. Ho you can see they have the system has made a black man so powerless even when they are dealing with the justice system. Because that is not the case. Mundu musongo ni ita hokomera musungu eshie. Halamulanga vintu vya saa I've come here to arrest you because this is mundu mulabu. Whatever believer who's holding that history of violence and all that stuff. So that is what Russia Balanga systemic racism. They already have instilled in their heads that Mundiland and Mundu Mwamuke how Dilan in a very dangerous way. You know what I mean?
So Obori, the issue that it makes me jump ahead. George Floyd, there are these theories that he had a history of attack and all that. Does that really justify Mondo Horumulande, or generally what really necessitated me?
Well, sasa wala manya laba bolanga de bahu shulama la ko bole de bahu musikali mu nawe na pasiwa mundu mwamu. There is this rule of thumb yo ebo ala kwamba you are guilty until proven innocent. Ko musikali nawe na pasiwa mundu mwamu yiza mundu mwenoyo na khanyoli di kosokoye at that particular instance. They usually dig up your past. Wanyore khalidi koso dia khola no 7 years. Balila ba magnified to paint you as a criminal to justify the action that they are taking against you. So George Floyd sikatai kwamba there is this if you dig his past, yari mundo alokhona some criminal involvements. But that does not guarantee you as a policeman, because like on that particular incident, he had been suspected to have used a fake inoti. Shibidi holanga wash eve. Yali nende inoti ya $20 ya wash. Na iya achira bamulanga. Hoba sikali nimita isaye nayo, that was his own mistake. But Sikalati he was a legend. So, and as much as investigation, he is guilty for them to take action. But whatever they did, no hands that from the facial value, it was not justice at all.
Wow. So, and funny enough is these incidences when they happen, does it mean Basikari? They don't usually fear doing anything, as in the it's like it's an opportunity for them humina no hosena because there is no other person.
Yeah, and that is why Olanga manya the case of George Floyd, kama video hiyo ibula kucha viral, nobody would have known the whole thing, you know. It would have been just a case like any other. So this only came to us because that video went viral, and these things are happening even right now. There might be a police somewhere but his case will not be highlighted because maybe he is not caught up on camera, you know. Yeah. So bottom line is that is why future technology honya sana. In a situation whereby you suspect there's going to be a confrontation. Halinuka capture video tower, just try to capture the audio. Like Raisimu Yoyo on record mode. And then let it record whatever is going on. Ulanga, it could save you a big time. Because we are presumed Hovana and Makoso by the look of our skin. Kamanisha hova mundu mwamuri criminal already.
Well, tough times. We are waiting for John Ken Lumbasi to join. And Haron Mukalasinga, another Ohio, is just giving us a breakdown of Mahuba Kihoraka, George Floyd, and also reminiscing Mahubaka Amadou Diallo as we celebrate 20 years. This Amadou was he's at the center of the book Malcolm Gladwell Andika. The book, one of the books, it's called the book about thinking without blinking. You know, blink. It's so sad that but the psychologists tell Fuana Manyam Bandu Mwamu, whenever there is a list even beyond the Kwangwa, Monomulavan and Mumamu, we seem to be seen as Bandu Makoso every time. It is generally we always tend to see ourselves as a problem. Does it stem from when we were normal black sheep, black shineshiko? Are we enemies of ourselves?
Yeah, that is part of the bigger picture here. But no hands on, the media has really played a bigger role in demonizing the black person. Manya no hands that's a movie tinyeshi characters bale criminals, the gang and all that. But the bandu any movie that you will watch will love the bad person of Hollywood. And that is why a movie of Alanga Black Panther, Howando Walola Ho, a movie yali very muchly celebrated among black people in the US because this was the first Hollywood movie ya mundu mwamu manya superhero, mundu mwamu manya advanced technologically. It has been highly celebrated like all over the US, especially among the black people, because for once the media yarola from its own stereotypes iranga huportray mundu mwamu manya mundu amanyi yalola imbeli. I don't know if you had an opportunity to watch a movie, Victor.
Now watch a whole, but unfortunately, better. Mavola, if there is too much hype, manya nirha. But the reviews were excellent. Nala Bandwilanga Wakanda forever. But it seems it was just like it's a hype, and it's like why as soon as the movie finished, we are back to default settings again, underpinning ourselves, blaming ourselves, and not really progressing. Now, Umbereho, your personal experiences, Movala, Vaskari, Waholanda. I've seen videos. Now, let me just bring this maybe to now a different approach. Now, with racism. Monyore Mukhana, Musonga Hoyanzi. And I don't know if you've had this experience. How did you manage to handle it? How does the society take it?
Sasa manya generally vanhu vamwamu nokhurula mu Kenya khwima khwitsa khobola nakha vanenda vakhana vamwamu sana nyakhuchilisa khumusongo. That is always in our mind, most of us Kenyan men when we come over here. So khalenzi nada among those Kenyan men nitsa inonembola nyamukhana musongo. Atoto nabukana nenda khali vakhana vamwamu vanyanzi ambola nakha nenyatsa musongo. Konanyola musungu khuranga during my studies in grad school, mu college. Mukhana mwenoyo nali khu interested in her name bora nyakhutikho out kidogo for dinner. Mukhana wanambeza nambora, you seem like a good man, but I don't date black men. Wah, khunihenza ndenimbola whoa. Era nikaweka riku yaka.
Makobola kajila khamwe khajuise bwana. This one is
when I don't date black men, who is it? Maengeo manyiwa au rakho bantu bamabola basungu bayanza baiva mwamu sana, which is very true. Lakhobot. There is, I think you've already heard of this phrase. Once you go black, you don't go back. Yani like a white girl, once they go black, they don't go back, you know? So baiva bamwamu, especially baluya balachira khubo shuma mahotsende eno khonende ti reviews tendai. Anyway, nakuwa moyo tamu namenye ninzi yakho maninyola mukhano ndi musongo anokhutsi yakho a few dates khuranga kha relationship khero, but mendu byalitsebole like any other ordinary relationship, lakini yatokha abondo noranga khola a very clear cultural differences.
Yes.
In the way we speak, in the way everything. Okay, relationship already is a challenging thing to be in. So if you put, because when you're like lakini ni nyola mukhana mwida hono mwisoha still on common things, right? But now here you have compounded that problem of a relationship by bringing in a very diverse cultural differences, because like number one, bakhana basungu baanza khotaya khata. Actually shikalata baanza khotaya khata khubare baamanya khotaya khata. Khale muchere kwonyine bakhana basungu baamanya tabane shindu sha rice maker. Ibateshe muchere. Bakhana basungu baanza ichieta nenzende mundu muluya naanza kuwa ichiei anja asubuhi. Nabo khasibu mata ichiei musungu achera, what's that, man? You know? Bushuma bobola test. Sasa mukhana musungu akhuluchira bushumata. Akhoteshera bushumata kwanza rakha. Akhuluchira bushumata sikira amanyi bushumata. Alachira bushuma bweno butasikira yayanza bushumata. Tayari muyayibuluya ubeta utushi mu butinyo.
Now sasa wana ichei bola bushuma bola. Namora yambana kidogo onganyi nende tsingubutsi yose ukaloshe wabo. Definitely Ken Lombasi ako joinanga. Ken.
Yes, Mirembe.
Yes, Mirembe muno wakhira.
Wakhira uriyo nataka khudi mu lunch time.
Ken le border ya Canada nende America. Ken moya yo harona bana khwetsa go magoba keke. We talking racism. Your experiences, and how things have been on your side.
As you Michigan, and predominantly Michigan is mostly white. Na mahok racism ate sio katika church na para ngendi kwenye kula wedi no tayo, because the black population is mostly vundo walaga over Detroit, but most parts of the Michigan is predominantly white. The racism in the US for a very long time. And the George Floyd was just busting the bubble. After it, the surface. Now we have to look at Filipino kurenjea kurishina shida kwa kanga, and because wakati bandu bakola panga maskama asino balaba ampia kwa football there's something wrong. We need to do something about this. And then now when George it has become serious, and let's go on the streets, make these people understand better. And then it goes for another day. But it has a real issue. And the demonstrations have brought it to the surface. What's the way forward?
But it seems it's like and then after some time it goes to the bushes. Which I don't know where an experience when you love scary mutisha mwanda ibe where your personal experience kana kuna scary ba khori sisi abondo no.
So fortunately we see personally so the experience in the personally felt that they're discriminated. Now I think you saw the police a couple of times, and I will not lie to that. And that experience has been mutually. Nakata na vile bamrever basic license in Russia, bamrever Russia documents or young Russia, and all through this time, it should feel like in any way at any point where either my life is threatened, nama police ala or radical in your parum in danger. No experience here and then the police have been actually just normal experience.
Haruna kwera experience manyalo yaka na honende omkhana musungu mana nambora toto khoyanzi lakini there were big differences maisha kam nibe wawa honende experience ene
yes that mostly karibara ba tu khangata na be bisu ba shimende ripara ba bando mara ba still far behind. Lakini difference yokubeta ho na yefe kama abantu ba Africa no banyala basungu banyishimba go reba ro barulanga no lo rulanga Africa, they treat you a little bit different the way na many partner, they treat you a little bit different in the mundu mari webulwana. And part of it is that the tango nanyola it's very easier for me okwita rakamenda ba lafano na ba mari sika mari ba they already have a culture, but then the culture is completely different. I don't know it's completely different. Yes, rather than the interest you maneuver the African, like in our sungu, rather than the interest you may start. On a nyola na tuka, my first experience here is when I was young school mudom. We can't have a sungu mudom mono, never know my Angala, patolio can call a fill up. Never will ever see no Navola, the Jeffrey my brother, but very you must stand about all I said for full voyage. It's also we really guys a better muddy finger now. So, as if there is a difference between those two people, you know, and that was my first experience. Hey, these people, they don't look at us the same way, you know. So, you don't think the same way as they do.
So, you're saying that the Bamariba, Vivulua, American, and the Ironia. I think this issue of racism, it cuts across Europe, China, Asia, and so many other places. Maybe we don't know that in some places, especially in, let's say, Middle East or Arab, our people don't get a chance to speak up. Like it's a story, it's a shebera sana. Onyola mkhane afunjiro monzo, moya afunjiro monzo. Cases, the cases nditso bujeni sana. And that kind of barbaric nature money Haron abori yamanalo milwonyo kumahoba ko mukhana molabu yanati lwoni lombasi bo mano nyalo mukhana mari no manyane no atoka kholish
sasa so that you experience that you sasa ndio mwana mbaki na mwana ndio ndio mwana mbaki umenya Volava la matunda Americano kahono mdulu tofauti. So na manya na nyolo mano mali, lakini khali hata mano mali, there's still cultural differences. The fact that Jano Mali does not, she doesn't, she mean and very very compatible time. I know that very different culture, different that non they wow when like someone. I would actually relate na someone sana. Sikila maisha kama menyanga wakati yabo is almost a maisha the same as kuri for menyaingo. Bande bakam mukunda, bande barakanga. Tinyanya, ng'ombe. So they almost could relate to that. Lakini avana vavo have been raised in a different environment. Asa very that experience of Africanism. Most of the time, I can relate to the parents more. And during slave. And it was very sad. And then you feel so good for where
No, bringing in Haron. Haron, Ken Akhbara Yamanya, he found Yamananya Hobo, a family Yamahana Madi, which Yari Sana Humala Manya, no Moya, and somehow Vinjara and home. In the US, does it mean that when it's the area Fulani, Tia Bamuamu Lavendo Tofauti Hobera Band? Because Onyakonyola Manya, no Hode Engeo, Nutia Momo. Unutia bondandala wala nyola bandu bayanza ben fulani na ondi bayanza ta. Do you find that as an issue in the same in his context?
Well, sasa manyala bodi honende bamwamu bali proud of their African descent. So nonyoli bamwamu bali babukana ni hiyo nyala khale bakhoreba, which country do you come from? Abenya khomanya a few things about the way of life. Abapola, wow, sasa bena abo bamwamu bali the interest of their African roots. They were betrayed by their African brothers in the sense that like they were sold by their brothers. So holding traitors and whatever. So they won't even say hi to us, believing that. And then believe their opportunities and like to dilute the race rivals. No, neutral. It's a race neutral. We don't care if somebody is white, black, because Kenya, we don't their race history. Okay, and as much as we know that racism is through slavery and all that, but we are not so much affected by that history. At the same time, if you find we just mingle with them without caring whether they are black or white. So, in many ways, when you're very proud of their African descent, we're not friends. Of that nature. But things just happen the way they have, like Corona and all that stuff. And then you know what I mean? Like they feel like these guys, you know. So there's just differences Kenya, whereby you find that there are people who like Kenya in between us. Haritabishi berwabo urata bandu manyenzo bandu oranga nyamukhanda mulokoli noshine yokhira mukhanda mubukusuta ola what I mean. Yeah. So it is still the same case here, only that now it's on a broader context.
Ken, from your end?
So see, I had go twice in Langa Cabrasa, Langa America, Kenya. And the experience is a little bit funny. She took her Nanyola, Mama, Papu, Amida Mukunda, Watu mkloke from no more, I don't know how much or Alomba, but it was a different experience. Now she look at my color. Then now I'm very afraid I can't hope now you have to go sort that out. In a whole matter is just an animal you ever and I'm emotional look it's just a different experience. Well, on the many time and then you go Narula and then I measure can I had two shromo, and it is part of my life growing up. It's very easy when you to be whatever else goes on here. And then on your ladder, I had to see Havana, no, I had to see my man, some go Orlando for an area. So for me, I think it was a very good experience for me, go. And yeah, Mukola understand that Mulala for Kolanga, and still over and you make your Kolanga, if you try to do them, yes, for Leoangata.
Now, yes, Ken, we're no long.
Kunyalanga kutaka humwa kama luani karmena avosho mwikara vunumula mwetata mhoge kibe kasa bakana baino binya kutamwikara mwezi abu no usiana mo na bawo bakata na yesa asunde shumbe kala na alinya kumanya malaka yaji.
Now, Huisonda Homareda, Haron, how do you handle fear in such times? One of the things which now creeps up in my village, that's a fear. How do you now handle fear in such times from your perspective?
Sasa to me personally, I don't feel threatened in the sense that most of the time I'm indoors. I only leave my house to go to work. You will not find me hanging on the streets unless I'm in the park to run, But like I've started seeing people, video kidogo. There was this video, California juzi, Mohari Musungu na threatena an Asian lady. Abe na tero ho mupaka kuiro kako some exercises on. So no loving video mo because manye inoshuma lor la mozo wingira ya mtu kako no drive no te kasi ukala. So the only place unyola huchenda no it is the gym, and right now most gyms tishifunjenge ho utanga mupak. So that is the only place I usually feel kind of threatened. But ipake anza mulu ano and some because now a few people know me there, right? So I don't feel kind of like threatened as much. And then another thing in Shinmundo Huchanda Mbuto Hosana Tawe now Huchiamu T joins where I'll now started putting myself at risk of interacting with the police and law enforcement office. Who is a lifestyle yanje one and kind of very comfortable. I have a very simple lifestyle. It does not put me in a places where naranga khubane nda wasiwasi ta.
Bandu bukwayanza ho echopa nenda hochenda we will be threatened son. Ken, how do you handle fear in such times?
Yeah, I think one of the most important things in life is to avoid the situations because most of the time we're no longer nobody has it. Some of these things we call a kind of situation we know there's a more there. I avoid such things like that. I laugh for kindly speed limit 70 miles an hour. Yes, I mean, not just out of hot run on an hour, which is like 8 and then you get stopped. And it creates fear. Somewhere then the police very inside the mission, when you're already feeling guilty. But because of this, what happened, and part of it creates fear. When you're Atlanta, not the other day, just within last 3 days. And part of it because I would like to the police and then Bambora and speed within panic. That panic just from that. I so I think the most important part of calm and collected when you find yourself in a situation where police who fear. Because what happens most of the time now and they panic from the word go. No matter what you do next, you don't have a lot of control over, and that's how a lot of people end up when you're a police threatened. But part of it is just because you are reacting when the police will hold that.
No, at the end of the day, you pick lessons. What lessons can we pick as Kenyans from what is happening in the US? Haron, in your opinion, what can we learn in both cases? On the side of Askari and on the side Hotsuma Wananchi?
Sasa bwana mama Kenya, police brutality actually is had very many cases. So the way the US handles such cases is different from the way Kenyan government and people handle the same problem. No, hanzamu Kenya vindu vyanga mob justice bishiri hono, whereby if you are a criminal and people catch you, and there is nothing that will happen to those people. I've seen Manjindela Narula Ingona Allah Habanba Hasambu Sambo Hom Sena Ikambi Haeka. So Shin Umai if US evani handle like the case yeti bando haliba samba basikari basari tijo java babere basambo. Lakini now there is this thing the level of civilization in very high. Kotokoshireko Shimbola for the uncivilized, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying Koshireko has kidogo in terms of putting our house in order. So Kenhanga Tosha Bondo mwananchi nenda musikari. One example, driving you in a very, very civilized manner because the stop sign, the speed limit, stop sign, both stop anga, whether mtuka cheeno, chevoleno, lakini mukenya mwenye stop sign, lakini we drive the way we want to because Unyolanga mundo Nairobi is na red line marakadha because they are not effective. Unyolanga tiare ngorani matoka till effective. But by the time I was driving in Nairobi, Unyolanga the red light but you are crossing. And if you cross a red light, it can escalate to a point where Unyola Mujela just because you crossed a red light. So no to share a level in whereby people are now responsible. Now, in the same manner, on the same level and how the policing is here. That is why and the people being civilized. A criminal in Kenya, but then yoko samba because that's a life, man. And a life is something that you cannot bring back. So when you mukumiri mudau vanga, wohimono mwenoge koye muere musikari. Abasikari and a mechanism where now if a criminal is brought in, due process is followed. But unajua now people fear taking people to the police because wala kubira mondo mumuheri mukamba alahuri ayita revenge ahoreme mukono ne umbiri mukolo musikari. So there's a lot to be done on both the people and the police and the entire criminal justice system. Level or Black Lives Matter. Okay.
Can lessons used on these Black Lives Matter issues, does it mean that Black Lives Matter every time yet had Africa? We had these cases in South Africa just the other day where you saw and ironically they were the first ones who Black Lives Matter. What lessons can we draw from this issue and just to deal with this hypocrisy that we have?
I think one of the most important things as a lesson is let us keep the conversation going. What when still prime, but then after a month or so, and then we wait for the next one. Corona sign in Corona exists just like that. So it is important to keep this conversation going and the most important part, to change the legislations. To encourage some of these things. Police during this time exploration, how is this even happening in modern world? But then just legislation to encourage the police. Police was almost immune. A law in protect. So when come now, can change and Black Lives Matter it has helped to open. That's already that President Trump when plan sign an executive order. At least to move it from stand before is now accepting the Kwenyaga police reforms kuchenje kulinga policing hola kananga mutingoti sikira police barende relationship na bandu balahola nga policing.
Now one other thing she also bandu bachendi mutsetawuni America, Europe ndori baro malanyanga tsesana mutse monuments of certain people. Your thoughts, Ken, on this? Was it really necessary? Does it send a meaning? Is it worth it? I mean,
Salam Jiria, Sinjara Filiflan, and part of it, Salam Jinat Valombranga are people that Vanduba Hayanya Sanga slaves. And so, when they come aside, Munda, we're Mundu, Mbofani, Alafu, the Kendangon, Ramalon, Sanam, you don't feel okay. So, and that is part of Vishisha and Valabo right now. Vandavano has an history level. There is no need, no gender in an army base, for instance, which is a son in America. It's almost like celebrating what they did, which is not the right way to do it. So Bandu now have gone back to change that because it's part of history. You know, so much history, and part of that history, now Bandu, their history is African without food and daylight. So I think it is the right move. The force for so Nukulomba angefil kama sana mtine vile shidishinga na kumba olwa nyishu baka jamii na vitavari abantu bakahola makuwa kandi ya miaka javera bara mnabarera sana. I don't think that's acceptable in the modern world.
Harold, bringing you in, your opinion on mahoba kete sana mwaka.
Sana mwaka to remind some historical injustices ya hora. That is why Oli Speaker Nancy Pelosi Mwena Aboli indeed some of those monuments. For me, I really support that the removal and the Confederation flag. It has a very bad history. It reminds ikumbusha bandu mahowa slavery sana. For me, I really a great supporter of women Vietnam. Now,
you know, it's a topic that is very emotive, and maybe when the more time but maybe final thoughts, Ken, Manu, it's your final thoughts from Mahoba Ken.
It's a question I think I forgot kwenye kusingira kufiveno kudilimanga in. So kwenye kutaja kusingira kuivale nende examples. Umanya shinishi kola kama mwenyeshi kulakaya kola lakaya kola malakini at the end of the day. Ukinoka loka mundu kuiwata kola factor research. Kacho kola definition kola kini. I think it is important avana kola tusi ya mundu kubeva the right things. Wamanya this is what life is. And if kama remoho kola nyake kola kana vilana chao. At least Colombe Injera Bana by Tanga behind us, but then a better opportunity for that.
Harold, your final thoughts on this one? My final thought, one of Muamuke, how we be our brother's keeper. You know, there is no, it beats logic. When we condemn Manga, we have a Sika Huirana, Nahosiva Huirana, Avena Huven. We value each other's lives. We be our brother's keeper, and then we be part of the change. No matter immigrants, immigrants in the US, when you allow to protest it for the 1 year or I'm not part of it. My friend, it's in the Shafik Tawanda was. And a few minutes when you're Black Lives Matter, even for 5 minutes. at least it shows that you are in support of this. So be part of the change also, and then we should work on like now for the Kenyan part of it. It will take century for us to reach where the US is, but it starts with us and it starts right now. Policies strong enough to by the Shilong country with the legislations today, and then strict adherence to those policies and legislations. Mambo Kenya kulomba sheria tendai sana lakini kulonda hata manyapa policy ukonenda police oversight authority yoho make sure police will behave in a good way, but still na khala video khandi mu BBC wala during coronavirus basikari bahara si khwandu mutslams madara viri yabando. And so it is all over. Who get back into action.
True. I know it's this topic of racism and unfair inequity is something which we can raise every day. And it means that I know and we just want you to stay strong. I think at the end of the day, as you said, if all of us adhere to the rules that exist, whether for the Baskadi or for the Wananchi, the site becomes easy to live. But somehow it seems like and this is why we now have these discrepancies. But I want to thank you, Haron and Ken, for joining us. Some more information. Definitely on another day. For the listeners, I had Aaron Nade Ohio, joining Ken Nade Michigan. If you would like to also appear on the show, on business, on many other things, education, get in touch with us for inbox, send us an email, send us a WhatsApp. It's our home page, it's an opportunity for us to share. But until next time, join a letter, share this page, share widely. Tomorrow we have Up Close and Candid. We'll be talking about alumni. Do we give back to our alumni associations? It's a topic which I feel we need to get in. And it will be centered on, say, primary schools, sana. So join us tomorrow around at 8. And a nice panel that will join us, Mukamba. So for those who want to join in also, let us know so that you can come in and give your opinion. But for those who will watch this later, thank you for joining us. And until next time, Nyasai Abadend.